So, how does a small business then, help themselves to compete successfully? Number one, we said that you need to have a critical look at the entire value chain. Where do you get your seed from? Where is your farm located? How far is it from the market? Who will take your produce from your farm to the market? Until the day where you've made a sale and you've realized a profit or a loss. Yeah. In order to do that, you need to realize that you cannot do everything alone. If you're a farmer, I would rather you stick to farming. There must be a person who handles the logistics side or who is with a company in logistics who can come to you as a middleman, buy your produce, and then he takes it to the market. So that risk has been taken off your hands. Number two, the middleman also understands his limitations. He might be a person who knows the market, who knows where to supply, who knows where to push the volumes, or who knows who wants what. Okay? So he's the agent, he's the middleman. But he might not have the vehicles to carry that produce. And he looks for a person who is a transporter. So in order for you to realize your full potential as a community, you need to find each other as business people. There must be a transporter, there must be a marketer, there must be the farmer, and ultimately the buyer, who might happen to be yourself as well. So it's a value chain of a business. That is, the value is transferred from one person to the other, from one stage to the next. You see? So when you see a carrot in TM or in OK, and it costs $1 per kg, do not despise that price. Why? Because it's a value that is accrued over many processes. From the farmer, they've sold it for 20 cents. There's an agent who has come to buy it from the farmer, and then they added the 10 cents. Now it's 30 cents. There's a transporter who put in their money and their fuel. They added another 10 cents. So the money or the carrot keeps rising in value until you, when you come to OK and you want to buy it, and you are being charged $1. So you will find that that's what you call a value chain. How a product assumes a value across, the production process itself. So you need to capture a certain market within the value chain process. Who are you? Where are you coming into play? Do you want to do everything? But if you want to do everything, you risk failing. Because you might be a good farmer but not a good transporter. You might be a good farmer but you don't have the market. So you find you overproduce and you've got no one to sell your produce to. Right? I might be a brilliant marketer, but I don't have a farm. Or I even hate farming. Yeah? But I know if I get some carrots, if I get some onions, if I get some lettuce, so and so wants it. And I know I can sell. So as business, as a community here in Vic Falls or in Material North, we need to cultivate on the strength of creating synergies and allowing ourselves to enter into the value chain of the process of our products and our goods. Why? Because that then creates a very good impact on the end user and also the bigger businesses that are actually trying to buy from you. So they buy from you based on the fact that the capacity is now there. The consistency is now there. The guarantee is now there. The quality is now there. As a marketer, you don't want to market a product that does not sell. You look for the good quality. So the marketplace itself has got a way of regularizing itself. It regulates itself very, very well. And it does so by making sure that when there's a value chain that can be tapped into by different, people or different visionaries, then the end result will be a profit for each and every one of the players there. So do not remain small by allowing your business only to fare where it's not wanted. Where it's not wanted is for you to try to grab the whole entire process by yourself. You cannot do it because you don't have the resources to do it. Look for strategic partners. Look for strategic partners, people whom you can begin to, lean on and pass on the risk to some of the people there. People who've got the trucks, guys, I've got chickens, but I don't have the transport. Please come and transport my chickens to so and so. I'll pay you when I've been paid. Okay? So that's half the job done. It's good if you do have the transport yourself. Again, you minimize on your costs. But again, when you keep on growing, like when you are a person who is starting out, you might not have all the resources at once. So you need to make sure that you create synergies with the people who have the knowledge, we have the resources, and yourself, if you've got the product, you'll find that the entire market will be well regulated and it will be well oiled, because each and every one is playing their place, and then the economy is actually moving. Okay? So in order to hold these contracts, make sure that you are also a reputable individual, a person who's got integrity, to make sure that when you've been given a contract, you follow through. Whenever you're facing challenges, communicate. Do not run away. Okay? Do not abandon the ship. Say, it's burning or it's sinking, let me go out. No, you communicate. Who knows? The same business might have loved your product, might have loved your skill. They can even offer to help you out. You don't have to run away. Right. Access to capital is always a challenge. Many people really find it very difficult. But look, the trick about capital and what financiers understand is that when you come rushing to them for capital and they ask you, what do you want to do? Many people make the mistake of trying to think or to impress them by giving them funny numbers, etc., as if those financiers, they don't know their numbers. No, they do know their numbers very well. And they also know that you will never make $1 million out of a chicken project that you are doing in Monday. You see? Why? Because the size and the capacity itself, it does not match that number. You don't want to be overzealous, okay? So many people, they begin to try to impress and play all sorts of acrobatics, they dribble, but then the financiers, they understand these things very, very well. And some of them actually have projects that are running, which are of the same, magnitude, or the same product that you're also trying to venture into, and maybe at a better scale than yours as well. So proper research is very, very important. And also understand the language of a business person. When you are going to pitch your ideas, when you're trying to justify a product, when you're trying to come up with a project, when you're trying to sell your vision, you should understand the language that is used, and you need to have integrity. Be very truthful. Be very truthful. The third thing is, because you have become reputable, your brand then becomes stronger. You become a point of reference. I come to my business partner. Look, I'm looking for a spanner. They said, no, go to Javan. He's got the best spanners in the world. He's expensive, but his spanners are good. Why? There's a reputation that follows your work ethic. Okay? So many people here, they come, they supply, or maybe it's a mechanic who comes and fixes your car, but then he leaves another problem for you to call him again and come and fix it again, And when I'm being, faced with a challenge in my car, no one wants to even mention your name. What that mechanic is bad news. You are not reputable. You don't have a good reputation on the market, right? So again, people will leave you. They will not want to deal with you. So you need to build a reputation for your business. Let your business be known for quality, consistency, and also a good name. Build a good name, a good brand name. Make sure you're always on time. Make sure you deliver goods as promised. Make sure the quantity is okay. Make sure that you play a very well-tailored job for your customers. Go an extra mile, okay? Offer sometimes even free services or free backup services. I've fixed your car. The next time I'll do it for free. Why? Because you are trying to gain market traction. And so your name becomes reputable in the market. You are doing things. Don't worry about it being expensive or not. Why? Because as long as you are giving the good service, as long as your products are of the right quality, you can go expensive all you want. You see? And I think we once spoke about the Lamborghini versus Toyota Corolla selling or marketing, story, where a person went into a Lamborghini dealership and says, look, how much is your car? And they said it's it's $1 million. And said, it's too expensive. Okay, fine. What price range were you looking at? Maybe 40,000, 50,000. Cool. Please go to Toyota next door. Okay? Right. So expensive is good if your product is also good. Right? So don't worry about the price. The customer knows what to buy. He knows exactly what they want. And if they do have the money, they'll buy. So if you waste your time trying to think of how much am I going to sell this one for, etc., etc., concentrate on the quality. Concentrate on the product itself. Concentrate on the service. Make sure that is of high standard, high quality. And you will find people opting to pay a top dollar for that product, for that service. Why? Because you've concentrated on the product development itself. And then it builds into your asking price. Okay? And anyone can appreciate, and they will not give you a hard time of trying to explain why you are charging such an amount. So concentrate on your product, and again, that solves the issue of quality. Right? So you've solved your quality. Again, those big companies, they will still want to maintain their contracts with you because the quality is good. Right? So please make sure that you follow those ones. But above all, you need to work on your own character as an individual, as a business person. Imagine you get into a hospital and you're having a heart problem or a headache or a back problem, whatever, and you find that the nurse is a former footballer who happens to just got an opportunity to do nursing, and now they are here, or is a former soldier. Why I'm saying that is, this is where you get a nurse who tells you, get away from here. If you are sick, you need to behave. That attitude does not sell the nurse profession. Okay? It has to come from the heart. The right mental aptitude. If you're a business person, keep your eyes on the money. Keep your eyes on the product. Keep your eyes on you need emotional intelligence. Understanding how to negotiate contracts. But if you behave like you are a combi tout, while you're in a business meeting and you are shouting on the top of your voice, you lack the etiquette, the ethics of that business sense. You need to dress well. You don't have to come up looking all shabby. You don't have to have your hair flowing all over the place and you expect any person to give you $1 million contract while you're looking like that. But many people, they lose the focus on that. It is also how you present yourself. And many people would say, look, your product needs time. You need to work on it. But we like your personality. We do like the way you do things. We love the way you speak. We love the way you talk. Again, it gets you into the door. It gets you into that community of business people. Why? Because you have trained yourself and shown that you are ready to be what you want to be. Okay? So it all, the buck stops with you as an individual at the end of the day. You can't be a riffraff. The business doesn't go well, and you are on top of each other. You are, fighting. That's not how a business person behaves. So there's an ethic. There's a way that you handle yourself, even when you want to be a business person. The way you think, the way you understand issues, the way you approach business, it has got to be something that is individualistic in nature. And that can be a critical point that separates a success in business, or a successful business person, and a not so successful, a failing business person. Just your demeanor, that's the way you communicate or you handle yourself as a business person. It matters the most. So you need to be careful on how you carry yourself. The dignity, what you post on your social media, what you post on your Twitter handles, and all that. Because many people, you put in a contract of a tender. And as a background check, we then say, okay, fine, who is this person? We need to know him. And yet you've got some funny pictures on your Facebook. You are being tribal. You are being racist. You are doing all sorts of things on your social media. And imagine you are trying to do business with an Indian, or you are trying to do it with business with the person who is not from your own tribe. What then becomes of that product? You would have sold yourself short. So money knows no color. Money knows no tribe. Money knows no height or gender. You only need to understand that money is money, and it's not written where it comes from. Okay? Money is money. Where it came from does not matter. As long as you've got the money, you've done business. So a business person is an international human being. It's a person who can relate to all cultures, a person who can relate to all languages, who does not see any difference. A human being is a human being. A business person realizes potential where there's profit, where there's money, but also who understand the value of humanity, the value of human sanctity. A person who values that where there's human beings, there's money. So you need to love people. You need to love people. That is where the money is. Okay? So again, you need to understand that. And, of course, the issue of resources, again, we spoke about that. Approach people who finance your business ideas in a very polished way. You need to speak their language. They need to understand you. You need to understand them and make sure that you are correlating, you are forming a relationship. To conclude, post-COVID, business has gone digital. Okay? So let's not have a blind sight to the interests of using technology in service delivery, in production systems, and also most likely in marketing or in processes that assist in carrying over the business outside of our own local domain. What am I saying? We are looking at issues that have got payment systems where you can do your payments online. We are looking at delivery systems where you need to harvest and deliver your product in its good state. Storage facilities, you need all that. We've got guys who do kilos in town. Sometimes they've got some very beautiful phones. Some they don't. Some they are struggling. Okay. There's one thing that I have always been, interested in, but I haven't seen many people doing it. If only a clever business person can come through, create a blog for these curios, a website, goes around taking beautiful pictures and markets for those guys, I can assure you there's $1 billion to be made within a space of 8 to 10 years, if not 5 years. Why? Because the market is not the person who comes into Vic Falls. The market is the person who is looking for the product. So many people are looking for these products, but then they can't find them. But we've only assumed that the tourists who come here might want to buy a sculpture, might want to buy 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Whereas you are losing the potential of using the internet, of using technology to market your products. That even a person who is in America, who does not want to come to Zimbabwe, but wants your product, can order it online. So those guys have limited themselves so much, and they don't know what they're sitting on. Beautiful art. Beautiful art. If you go to Europe right now, you might not find people who have got the artistry that is possessed by those guys. So you will find that technology and its use into marketing, producing of goods, etc., is so critical in the 21st century. So we need to have those people being able to take advantage of technology in order to make their businesses viable, make marketing cheaper, taking their goods to and also any research or any product development that they might want to do. What are the new trends? What are the new technologies that are in use? Okay. Nowadays, you remember the hoteliers now, what they're doing is you can completely do your check-in process in a hotel using your phone. Mm-hmm. You no longer need the interaction to be with a receptionist. No. Even your door at your room, you get into the room, a porter shows you to your room. There's a code that pops on your phone where you simply scan it on the door and your door unlocks. On the day of your checkout, that one will just disappear, or it will not be syncing together. It goes back to factory settings, so to speak. And that's it. You're done. You can pay for your hotel bills online. So those are the new uses of technology. Technology really can be made to do, even if it's not yet there. You can request for technology developers to come up with a product for you and your business alone. For you and your business alone. Okay? 3D printing in construction is now possible. Houses are being done, created by using 3D technology. Constructing buildings from top to bottom. Last year when COVID hit China, they managed to build 100, is it a 50 or 20 floor, 100 bed or something, or a hospital in less than a week. Using that same technology. So construction have been revolutionized, even farming as well. Definitely, there's drone technology. You can actually remote. You can visit your farm remotely. You are a few meters away from your farm. You want to see what is happening there. You want to spray your farm. You can use drones to do that. Of course, it comes with a heavy capital investment. But I'm saying there is quality control. Now you can see your pH, the disease control using technology. So farming is now better, and quality is now even much, much better than the ones that we previously had. So in closing, I would say that is all that is there, and you need to sell your ideas to those. Please create very viable connections with the people that you are supplying, because they are the stakeholders and their suppliers. So that would be my my answer to the question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zharima, for such an insightful presentation. And of course, this is a Youth Investor podcast. We were speaking about strategies that SMEs were talking about, young farmers and suppliers, the strategies that they should employ in order to maintain a business post COVID-19, seeing that some people were able to take advantage of COVID-19 and begin being suppliers of farming projects to hotels, to retail shops. But what happens, when things go back to normal in terms of travel? If the hotels start having their customers, what's going to happen to the small scale farmer that has been, supplying them? And of course, Mr. Zharima highlighted a lot of things. Firstly, tackled the issue of land, because a lot of people are saying, maybe the first step would be the young for the small scale farmers to have land. Then from land they can then speak of production. He touched on that, but highlighting that there are different ways, there are different types of farming methods, including the likes of aquaponics, and as such, youth must look into these options. We don't need to wait, for the rest of the world to start doing something. You can be a pioneer of these different methods of farming, especially if you do not have land. You will need alternative ways of farming. You will need to be able to utilize that small piece of land that you have so that it can sustain a little bit of more produce than you think, or than what is normally doable in small pieces of land. And then I went on to speak on the issue of now coming to the small scale farmers. One of the important things that you should be, or you should have as a SME, things that to do with your products. We're talking about the quality of your product being the first thing. It's not about your proximity in terms of location. The fact that you're from a place does not necessarily guarantee you that you will be the first option, because business is business. Business is going to look at the quality of your product. It's going to look at the fact that are you consistent as a business, touching on issues as well to do with business needs employees, a business needs partners, so that when you're unavailable, the business goes on. You need to have your books in order. You will need to be able to balance how you chase your creditors, and you're going to need to also have the issue of partners. I think I'm back to that one there. It must be a very important point because it was mentioned twice. You need to partner with people. You need to be able to identify partners. Do not try and do everything by yourself. Be strategic in getting partners to do what they know how to do. For example, if you're good at the farming part, stick to that. Let someone else do the distribution, someone do the marketing, and so forth. Like I said, really insightful conversation that we had with Mr. Patson Zharima. This is a Youth Invest podcast. Thank you so much. Make sure that you keep on listening to our podcast, and of course subscribe to our YouTube page, and also make sure that you click like.